All right, so what I'm doing here is thermostat, oil pressure sensor, and damn it, what's the other one? Coolant temperature sensor. Only the oil pressure sensor and the thermostat need to be changed, but I figured since I'm underneath there, I might as well do the other. And you'll see, they gave me the wrong part for that one, but everything else went relatively easy. So, this is what you need to do. By the way, 2014 Silverado 4.3 V6. Like 130,000 miles on it. And this is the first time, other than some electrical shit, that I've had to do. So, this is what we need to do. I'm up in here because there's enough room to get up in there. Flathead for that. Flathead also for that. Once that's done, I'm going to take off. This just pops out of the way. And then this whole thing comes out. And you'll find your oil pressure sensor is here. Now this plug, this little silver tab pulls back, and then a pair of pliers. It's tough, or flathead screwdriver to pry it out. And then when you put it back on, I've already changed this one. And this is it. That's all it is. Sometimes it gets gummed up in a hole. I don't know. My oil pressure warning light kept coming on, and I guess it's okay to drive. Just want to get it fixed. But a couple days after it went on, now everything was working, but I figured I'd heard about the parts, so I'm going to do it. So like I said, relatively easy. I used a pair of ice grips. This thing is not really hard to get on, or you can use, I think it was 1 1/4 inches or 1 1/8 inches, or something like that. Deep well socket. And then it just unscrews, and you screw the new one in. Now the water coolant temperature sensor is this. This one's a little more tricky. You're going to pull this gray tab up, and then on the back side, there's this little piece right here you're going to squeeze, and then it pops right off. But if you look in there, see it inside, the little black piece moves. You'll have to squeeze that to get it off. And then this was, what size was that? 3/4 inch deep well socket. This is the one they sent me wrong. This is the one I got. My threads that screw into the housing are way smaller diameter than this, so I'll have to go get another one. Like I said, it's not needed, but since I'm under here, I might as well change it. I did not let the engine cool off enough, so I did lose a little radiator fluid. Not a big deal. So once you get your new one screwed back in, boom, clicks into place, good to go. And the thermostat, you want to make sure you get the thermostat with the housing. It will look, this is the old one, so it'll look like that. 3 bolts, 2 hoses. Mine was sticking open, so not a big deal. And then it started working again. So, but I figured since I'm under here, like I said, so you're going to pair of pliers, clamp, pull this hose off. You'll lose some radiator fluid from that. Same thing with this hose. Pair of pliers, yoink it right off. Then just bolt your new one back in. Don't tighten it too hard. I was tightening it. It felt like it was going to crack the housing, so be careful when you're tightening the bolts. Don't go too tight. And then just pop everything back on. Make sure everything is still attached. And then this piece will go back under there. somehow. This is easier with one hand than with two. Well, you get the idea. And then this will fit back in there, just like that. And then you tighten down the flathead ring clamps, and then you're done. Really only took me, it took me longer to get my tools together than to do it, actually. But for those three things, relatively easy. Don't forget to put this back in. And like I said, relatively easy. 2014 Chevy Silverado 4.3, I think it is, and V6. So hopefully that helps. Probably look at my shirt the whole time there. All right.